So naughtiness has ensued. I found some tiny bit that's still in my pipe. It's like, oh, it's just a little ash in there. But, you know, it's not a cigarette. Fuck it. Oh my. Oh God. Oh, so good. Bloody thing. It's because there's only a tiny little, look, can you see in there? It's like, it's mostly ash in there really. I think it's done, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Oh yeah, that was a big puff. Oh, it's not weed or anything. It's just pipe tobacco. But when you haven't had a cigarette for so, well, I say so long, it ain't really that long, is it? It weren't even a full 2 days. Because I had that celebratory, or my, you know, the one that I had yesterday with my beer. I think for my stress levels at the moment, you know, I just need to take the edge off. And let's face it, you know, that's all I've got anyway, so it's not exactly going to last very long, is it? I think I'm already going to get a couple of more puffs out of it and that'll be it. I'm going to have to keep lighting it though, because it won't stay alight like that with just that little bit in there. But you see, this is what I have this because in the morning when I have my coffee, when I was a fully fledged smoker, I used to like having a pipe with my coffee in the morning. It was a bit of a little routine for me. What I would do is I would make my coffee and pack my pipe, and I'd do a couple of little shots of spiced rum. And I don't put the rum in my coffee because I don't like it to distaste my coffee. What I like to do is have a little sip of the spiced rum and then wash it down with the coffee. It's quite a nice way to wake up. It warms you up quickly, you know. So, because I haven't got a fire in the mornings or anything like that, and the mornings can get quite cold, so it warms me up from the inside. And of course it goes really well with coffee. You should try it, the spiced rum. Like I say, I don't put mine in the coffee. Some people like doing that sort of thing, you know, like Irish coffees or whatever, with their whiskey. But I don't, you know, even if I have Irish coffee, I would ask for my whiskey separately. I wouldn't put it in the coffee. I value my coffee too much. I prefer coffee to booze. So no doubt I'm going to hate myself in a bit for giving in. But hey, you know, a really, really good friend of mine died last night. Oh dear, don't cry. See, when I got the news, I was sat in the pub, so and it was really hard to hold back the tears. I mean, I won't lie, I did well up. A couple of people did spot it, so I had to go to the toilet and sort of take some deep breaths and straighten myself up. And his name was Bert Smits. He was Dutch, and he was a really, really nice man. I mean, I've never met anyone like him, and I don't think I ever will. And he helped me out a lot. He was a really good bloke, so I feel quite bad especially for his wife, Ria. She's a beautiful woman, really nice. They were just such a lovely couple. Bless her. So it's a pity I can't have a drink for him, really. He liked his drink, he liked his beer. and we would often go and have a beer together and chew the fat, as it was, you know, discuss the woes of the world and whatnot. Yeah, he was a really, really good man. In fact, he was so good that he put me up a little while. I slept on his sofa for a bit. His wife, you see, she'd go back and forth from Holland quite a lot, and I mean, they're a bit older than me. They're sort of like, well, they're not quite sort of my mum and dad age, if you like. They're not quite that much older than me, but they could have been like uncles and aunts, you know, my uncle or aunt or whatever. But age isn't important when you just get on with people, and especially like in that environment when you're abroad, you connect with people, you know, and yeah. So anyway, his wife was going back and forth from Holland because she just had a new grandson, and she really wanted to be involved in his little life, you know. She doesn't want him to not know her, so she was going back and forth, and they had like a one-bedroom flat, and they knew that I was having a little bit of trouble finding somewhere to stay because I was working at the call centre at the time, and so he offered me the sofa, and he didn't want any money for it. He didn't ask me to contribute or anything. Obviously, I did. I tried to give him as much as I could towards his bills and his upkeep and that. You know, I'm not that kind of person to just sponge off people. Not if I can help it. You know. I mean, obviously, at the moment, I'm in a position where if anyone offers me any help, there's not really a whole lot. I can offer my services in return, but financially, there's not really a lot I can offer in return. So, but yeah, he was a really, really good guy. Has upset me quite a bit. It don't help when you're sort of trying to give up smoking either. I think you just get a little bit more emotional in general, you know, because the cravings or whatever. But no doubt I'll probably have a good cry for him tonight. It's funny, you know, because it weren't like there was much chance of me meeting him again. I don't think I'd ever go back out to Spain. Not after the trouble that I had out there. And the guy that beat me, he's still out there in Benidorm as far as I know. So I wouldn't really want to go anywhere near there. But, so it wasn't like I was really going to see him again anyway. But I often thought of him, and I would message him once in a while on Facebook, check in with him. He would check in with me, see how I was. Unbelievable. And the great thing about Bert is he was one of the very few men that I've known in my life that wasn't aiming for anything else other than just having a pal to hang out with. He didn't want anything from me. He was just a genuinely nice man. There's very few of them out there in the world. I don't tend to have a lot of luck with men, so this is why I'm single, and that's why I don't mind my isolation. I've got no interest in relationships. People keep hitting me, so, and I maybe I'm too argumentative. Maybe they just don't like the fact that, you know, I'll stand up for myself. I don't know. But I've had a lot of men put their hands on me. A lot. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm better off on my own. It's just the way it is. But Bert was 1 in a million. He was 1 in a million. What a shock. So rest in peace, Bert. Rest in peace, mate.